the day to you, everyone, wherever you are on the surface of the earth. My name remains Augustine Eguavoen, and this is Sport Africa. Of course, today we will be taking a trip to Ghana and, of course, to Senegal because the Senegal Football Association, they are meeting, or they will be meeting this week to finalize the choice of a replacement for Aliou Cisse. And of course, in Ghana, of course, everyone is preparing for the resumption of the 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifiers in March 2025, and the GFA, the Ghanaian Football Association, are also taking steps towards restructuring the technical crew of the Black Stars. Remember, the Black Stars will not be at the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations. Once again, everyone, welcome to the show. It's going to be another wonderful time with us today. James Agberebi said, James, welcome once again, and how nice to see you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Happy to be on today's edition.
All right. Okay. So, of course, let's just get stuff started. James, there's a report in Ghana. Of course, according to Asempa FM, the GFA is planning to fire Jumping Seal and Fatou Dawda. Fatou Dawda is a goalkeeping coach for the Black Stars, and of course, no Jumping is the assistant to Addo. And the question everyone has been asking is, these guys are just assistants, and the final decision rests with Addo. So some are saying that the GFA is just going around the circles, because some are saying certainly Addo should be the one to get the axe and not his assistant managers, because the GFA, according to that report, the GFA has said they want to bring in a new goalkeeping coach and, of course, an assistant for Addo as a form of restructuring the technical crew of the Black Stars. But people are saying, it's like you are dodging responsibility. Just fire Addo. What do you think, James? Do you think bringing a new assistant for Addo will help what is already on ground, or you think Addo himself should be the one to receive the bulk of the blame for the Black Stars failure to qualify for the 2025 AFCON in Morocco?
Well, for me, if a team doesn't do well, I mean, you expect all the coaching staff to leave the scene, starting with the head coach. But this, I'm surprised that it's the assistant coach that are the ones that are being targeted. I mean, it's surprising. All the what is it called? I remember after Black Stars failed to qualify for the AFCON, the post-match press conference, it was Addo and some Ghanaian journalists that were at each other's throats. So I never saw John Pencil and Fatou Dawda. Which means everybody their focus is on the head coach. So I'm surprised now that it's the assistant coach the assistant coaches that have been the one that has been who are supposed to leave. So it's like they are looking at it like they made a mistake reappointing Addo. So you now look somehow if they now fire him again. So they're not looking for, like, they're looking for a scapegoat, like, oh, maybe the fault is because he doesn't have good assistants. So they're not trying to, come up with it. So for me, it's, if you're going to judge the coach by his last games, I mean, I don't think Addo deserves to continue as head coach, but maybe they're looking at the short period, because we are in December now. In the next 3 months, you're going to start the World Cup qualifiers, and they are doing well in the World Cup qualifiers. So maybe they are looking at, okay, let's see what he can do. I think firing if you want to lay everybody off, don't just pick some people who easy targets and feel, okay, they are the fault. They are not the fault. They are not the one who call the shot. So for me, if you want to lay off everybody. Don't just leave the head, because I mean, if the team does well, it's the coach. If they don't do well, you also point out the coach.
Okay, James, this brings to mind, even I remember in Nigeria, there's been this issue about allowing the head coach, to bring in his own assistant. Don't you think this is what is playing out in Ghana? Because perhaps it was even the GFA that appointed Fatou Dawda and, of course, John Pencil for Addo. And it could be that at this time, maybe Addo is even saying that I told you I want to bring in my assistant, because I don't think I've had it before where an association would decide to fire the assistant, or will be planning, according to this report by Asempa FM, to fire the assistant rather than the head coach. So don't you think that maybe it is a case of the GFA now realizing that they impose these two gentlemen on Otto Addo rather than allowing him to bring in his own assistants?
Yeah, it could be. It could be. You have a point there. You have a point there because most of this, especially these foreign coaches, what they do is whenever they are coming to the coach,
To
if
do
they
a
want to
job,
coach
yeah.
other countries, yes, they always like to come with their own trusted assistants. But it's so common in Africa, yeah, where the FA will want to. So okay, you must work with this person, you must work with that person. I mean, even the former coach Jose Peseiro, we later started hearing cases of that he wasn't getting along with some of his uh,
Nigerian coaches that were
assistants.
appointed for him.
Yes, exactly. So sometimes all those when you try to impose coaches, fine. It's good to at least have somebody who everybody will believe that okay, is there to at least understudy and learn one or two things. But a situation whereby you now say you work with this, you work with this, you work with that. I mean, you just end up destabilizing the team because the coach now will want to, whatever he wants to do now, you must try and carry these people along. And, all these coaches, they don't like distractions. It's not a bad idea if you have one. So the way it's panning out now, it's like it's easy for the GFA to lay these guys off because from what the report is stating now, it's like they are the ones who appointed him. So it's easy for them to lay them off. So whichever way, I just hope this doesn't backfire. And is it now that okay? Now that if they are going to fire these guys, who's going to? Is it that now Otado now have to start searching for assistants? So at this point, it's all getting messier, and just hope they're able to clean their acts up.
Okay, honestly, all these optics not very good for Ghanaian football, and I think in this scenario, what works for one doesn't work for another because I know that Otto Addo doesn't really live in Ghana.
Mm.
He's based in Germany, so coming in, maybe the GFA thought some individuals who are already based there and will be able to provide the necessary assistance he might need to
Mm.
get maybe the young talent, in the country, but that seems not to be working. So I just hope that the GFA, of course, and the Black Stars will get things out because, sorry, 2025 Africa Cup of Nations, Ghana will have to watch from home. And remember, it's over 40 years since the last won that competition. James, let's come to Nigeria now. Recently, there was an interview by former Nigerian striker Samson Siasia, who has, of course, served his ban imposed on him by FIFA now. In an interview with a popular sports FM in Nigeria, saying that Augustine Eguavoen should either resign or quit his job. You can't say resign because, of course, just serving as in the interim, quit his job as Super Eagles interim coach, or quit as the technical advisor of the Nigerian Football Federation. And I know that CSI is not the first person to be saying it because you can't hold these two positions, these two key positions. You can't hold it. You just have to let go of one for the other. And it's a complicated thing, James. It's like a web because I remember in an interview, Eguavoen was saying that he loves to discover talent, but as it were, it seems he was hinting that the NFF wants him to continue on the road, and they also want him to continue to play as a technical advisor of the NFF. Now he said if he's going to continue with the Eagles on a permanent basis, both of them have to sit down. Meaning that you can't give me a year or two and want me to turn water into wine and all that. But CSI is saying that you can't keep these two jobs. Maybe I read a quote from what he said. He said he cannot hold two positions at the same time. He should actually decide on which one to hold and leave the other. James, do you also share that school of thought? Because it seems the NFF, they've completely abandoned the search for a foreign manager, which Chelsea also said that Super Eagles does not need a foreign manager. The foreign managers will not offer the Eagles anything. So it's a two-edged question now. James, what do you think about these two issues?
Well, I think I want to agree with Sasia because I think this Eguavoen issue is making the NFF look lazy. They appear lazy, in getting a quality coach because
It's the money, brother. It's the money. It's the
yeah,
money.
money, yes. The bottom line is still the money because they know that there's the option fall back to So if plan A doesn't work, you can always fall back to plan B. That okay, we have somebody ready made. who has been in the team for a very long time. So they can always fall back to him, call on him. I think this should be his like fourth, fifth stint with the Super Eagles. Just comes and goes, and they are so comfortable with it, So I think it's kind of bring this development, this idea of the NFF not really looking for quality could not away from Eguavoen. He qualified the team for the AFCON. But Femi, we can still do better. You and I understand how things are. We can do better. We cannot keep on running back to Eguavoen when Plan A fails. I mean, he's like he's just as if Eguavoen is just what would I call it? He's just there.
Yeah.
Yes, it's just there that okay, I'll just come around once they are done with me. I'll go back to my job. It's just stick to one. If the technical director is what you want to focus on it. Because as it is now, when he takes up the Super Eagles job, you now look as if they are doing him a favor. When somebody gives you that impression that they are doing you a favor, I mean, they will give you anything. So I mean, you won't allow them to go all out to look out for a quality coach, a decent coach that will come. Because they know at the end of the day, just like what you said, money has always been the issue. So that's why it's always the stop guy. The good thing about the Super Eagles is they have players who can always bail coaches out. The team got to the AFCON because even before the AFCON, Pesoro has already said that with the players he has, he's going to win the AFCON. He came so close to doing it because the players are there. And talking about foreign coaches, Femi, at some point, I want to disagree with Siasia. I think we need a decent. I'm not saying world class. We need a decent coach. Somebody who will come in and bring out the best in this guy. There is no coach. There's no decent coach around you.
In the shape of Pep Guardiola, not this Pep Guardiola with Man City.
No. I said decent coach.
With Man City right now.
Even this version of Guardiola, if you come to the Super League, he will perform wonders. It's just a phase. It's just a phase. I'm not saying in the likes. I'm not saying in the likes of Guardiola, but there are decent coaches out there who come in and. I mean, look at Bafana, South Africa. I mean, you can't rule out the fact that the coach is doing a good job. It's a great thing.
Yeah, wonderful.
He's doing a good job, whether you like it or not. He's doing a fantastic job. They might not be as talented as Super Eagles, but the way they are going. I mean, sometimes you just need that coach who will come in and plug the holes there. There are a lot of lapses in the Super Eagles. You want to agree with me. Sometimes you feel it's just individual brilliance that is just taking the team. I mean, you can't continue relying on individual brilliance. They need to play as a team. And it's just a decent coach who will come in and knock them together. So to me, that's what is lacking. For me, like I said, we need a decent foreign coach who will come in and know what he's doing. Somebody who will not take all this nonsense from the NFF, who should come ready to work, and they will pay him because
But James, sorry, if we have, maybe I should say Nigeria have Siasia, Emmanuel Amuneke, Finidi George, Godwin Opara, or this man that served as assistant to Kechi in 2013. And because Siasia was saying that, look at these coaches, you can't say they don't have the wherewithal to achieve success with the Eagles. And you are saying that Nigeria do not need the touch of a foreign coach, James. So you were thinking like someone like Bruno Labbadia, if he had come, he wouldn't do any better job than any of these coaches will have performed in the Super League. Is that what you are saying, James?
Femi, when we were all clamoring for when Finidi took over the job, we also the mess that. Sometimes you just feel there are so many interference. That thing that me personally, I don't like
just
about
2 matches, just 2 games. So it was just 2 games.
Femi, you saw the selection. Don't let us kid ourselves. We saw the selection in Africa. I mean, you question the players that to start and players to sit on it. So sometimes our coaches they just have to prove them. So at least let people have this confidence in you. So for me, I'm not taking anything away from them, but sometimes when you give them something at the end of the day. So and like I said, too many interference. They don't have that chance, that opportunity to do what they want to do. Look at somebody like Sunday Olise. Sunday Olise, we find it difficult to work at the Super Eagles school. Also, what happened because he's his own man. he is ready to walk away from the job if you don't allow him to do his thing. So that's why for me, I always want a foreign coach, not because I want a foreign coach. But the thing is, local coaches, they don't give them that free hand. They're too much. Why didn't you bring this player? And at the end of the day, you now look as if they are the ones even doing them a favor by giving them the job.
Okay.
So that's my problem with. So he has proven that with local coach you can do something. But at the end of the day, we still heard of issues of unpaid salaries and this and that.
Okay.
So for me, that's the reason why I don't fancy our local coaches and the rest.
Yeah, I agree with you, because recently I saw an interview done by Westhouse many years ago saying that during the qualifier for the 1994 World Cup, there was someone, a member of the Nigeria Football Association, the name that the association bore at that time, that the person wrote a letter to a note to him. Imagine, Westhouse said the individual wrote a note to him and told him, bring this player on for this player. And he said, he wrote back and said, if you want to do my job, come and take this position while I take your position. So I completely agree with you. James, let's talk about the CAF Awards now. A week from today, we'll be having a new African Footballer of the Year. And the pendulum is swinging in favor of Ademola Lookman. Of course, we saw what he did again over the weekend against AC Milan, winning that game for Atalanta and helping the club to the Serie A table for the second time, only for the second time in their history. Last season, when they achieved that feat, it was also very much involved. Now, a lot of, like I said, the pendulum is swinging in favor of the Nigerian. And recently, Radi Jaidi, of course, you remember Jaidi at the 2004 AFCON in Tunisia, hosted and won by Tunisia. It was crucial. And Jaidi, a North African, is saying that, of course, this guy is the best to win the accolade. Almost everyone is backing Ademola Lookman. Do you share the same sentiment? Because, of course, by this time next week, of course, everything will be ripe to announce maybe a successor to Osimhen, and it could be Lookman.
Yeah, I mean, it's glaring. Jaidi was a former footballer, and I mean, he played to the highest level, played at the World Cup, played in the Premier League, so you know
played
what
he's saying.
Played for both teams with Okocha,
Okocha,
so I mean, it's so glaring. I mean, who is the player that is going to come up and say he wants to contest with Ademola Lookman? Find out. There are some guys who have done well for themselves. Tapsoba of Burkina Faso, he won the league with Leverkusen. The Guinean striker, Siri, what is his name now?
Girassi.
He has been banging in Girassi. He has done well for himself. Here and there, but yes, but I mean, if you can't take away the fact that Lookman has been outstanding. He has been the standout performer, and this started. It didn't start by accident. We also started seeing the signs in the early part of this year at the AFCON. It was, if I'm not mistaken, was Super Eagles top scorer at the AFCON. Okay, he was joined with what is his name? Stekong, three goals.
Yeah,
made,
3 goals. Yeah.
Yes, 3 goals each. Made team of the tournament. Now carried out form. Helped his team to the Coppa Italia final. Unfortunately, they lost to Juventus. Then he now took them. I mean, we all know that one of the main reasons why Lookman is so head and shoulders above everybody is that hat trick in the final of Europa. So that alone, that if they are scoring there, he has already gotten like 50 points. He's ahead of every other person. Was the only player from Africa that got nominated for Ballon d'Or, got the 14th position. He has just been getting nominated left, right, and center. So I mean, which other this thing do you want again? I mean, it's so clear. I just want to deceive ourselves, except maybe something magic that will happen. That maybe CAF we shock the whole world. Unless that's what's going to happen.
You took that on my mouth.
It's so glaring that,
what if it doesn't happen? What if Lookman doesn't win this award?
And that's what I say. It's going to be the
biggest. What won't happen? It will lead to third world anyway.
As in, it's going to be shocking because I mean, the funniest part that he keeps doing well. He keeps doing well, even knowing fully well that I think the entries and whatever nomination, everything has closed. But you still see that consistency in him. He has been banging in the goals. Even at the AFCON qualifiers too. Unfortunately, 2 of his goals were cancelled. If not, he would have been among the for the top scorer award.
Wrongfully
But
cancelled. Wrongfully
yes,
cancelled.
exactly. So he has been consistent. So you can't take that away from him. So even the other player, they should know that this award is coming. Is staying in Nigeria. So that's why I look at it. I will be surprised. For me, I will be surprised if he doesn't win it, because I find it difficult. I find it so tough to pick out somebody that can rival him for the award. It's so tough. All the guys there they done well for themselves, but
Okay.
his performance has been too outstanding. It overshadows the other guys.
Okay, so of course Nigerians have said, I don't want to even say what people have said on social media. They say if Lukman doesn't win this award, they are going to trek from Nigeria to Morocco and ask FIFA President Dr. Patrice Motsepe to explain to them in person what happened. So if Lukman succeeds Osimhen, it will be the first time since 1996, 1997 when Victor Eguavoen succeeded Nwankwo Kanu as the best footballer on the continent. James, finally, as we wrap up, let's go to Senegal. Like I said, the Senegal Football Association are looking to replace Aliou Cisse. Remember, of course, we have Theo is being the favorite to succeed to Cisse because he helped them through the qualifiers for the AFCON, and of course they will be there. James, I don't know, because I saw an interview by the Senegal Football Association president saying that it was sad that Aliou Cisse had to leave. This boils down to maybe I don't know. Maybe we shouldn't go back, but just to bring to the notice of our viewers that, according to what he said, they never wanted Aliou Cisse to leave, but the government. So there were some powerful people, kind of like the scenario we had in Cameroon earlier this year, who were not happy that Cisse had been there for all this while, and they were saying that because if you see some of the statement that was put out, the things that they said he didn't achieve were things like you want to think like, if some countries achieve this, they're going to declare an holiday. But anyway, this week, the Senegal Football Association will be meeting to decide to deliberate on applications for that position. Do you think Senegal should go for a foreign technical advisor? They've had a local coach for close to 10 years now. Do you think they should consider Theo, of course, like I said, who saw them through the qualifiers for the AFCON qualifiers, or they should go for a foreign manager? What would be your assessment? Because in the last AFCON, we also attended for Senegal. It wasn't what a lot of people expected.
Well, he has done well and qualified the team for AFCON. So I think that would be easy pickings for them. Except maybe they just want to do formalities for the position. But for me, why you want to destroy something that's already there? You don't even need all this, because he qualified the team for the AFCON. This is how Cisse started. He gave Cisse the chance. He won the AFCON. So I'm surprised that you are saying some people are complaining that he didn't do this and he didn't do that. Are they expecting him to win the World Cup? Or I don't understand. I mean, somebody that qualified country for 2 World Cups, got to the round of 16, won the AFCON, played in 2 finals. So I mean, why not give the current coach that opportunity too? I mean, if Cisse had that, if we give Cisse that chance, I mean, give the current coach too, because I mean, he has shown signs. Like I said, if the coach is as good as his last result, so if you're going to judge the current coach based on what he has done, I mean, it's so easy to just give him the job. But if they feel that they are done with local coaches, fine, it's their decision to make. If they feel a local coach, a foreign coach will do it for them, it's all well and good. Because for me, I think it's not going to be a good idea, because you have the World Cup qualifier just around the corner, just 3 months' time, and you have a coach who already has a team, who is already in sync, the chemistry, everything. So why not allow him and carry on from there and stabilizing the team? Now bring in a foreign coach and you like starting all over again. So for me, it's going to be a big mistake if they decide to let him go. So you can't just all of a sudden just puncture a functioning team because you want. And if I may, that's the sad thing again. Interference. You see the interference that I always tell you about. Somebody like a Cisse. I mean, that just didn't lead on his own. Will. Some powerful people just decided, we had enough, we've seen enough. Let's So that's the thing about local
That's
coaches
what
for
I
me.
said. Yeah,
That's
more
the thing
like a
about local coaches.
conspiracy. Yeah.
Yeah, when they get tired of, no matter your past, like, they will still look for something negative to talk about you. So, I mean, Cisse has done well for himself. He's a legend to me. He's an African legend. Did it as a player and as a coach. They have nothing to prove to anybody again. So, I wish them all the best. If they feel the foreign coach is going to do it for them, fine. It's their decision to me.
Okay. Okay. All right. So thank you so much, James. Thank you so much for your thoughts on the show today. Of course. So, Papifiao, according to the report, is a favorite to replace Aliou Cisse on a permanent basis because, like I said a few weeks ago, in the World Cup AFCON qualifier, I beg your pardon, against Burundi, against Burkina Faso, people were, of course, and Senegal football fans, they said they were satisfied with the style that they saw and the hunger, but well, it is just the beginning. If a man wants a job, he does everything. But after the job, well, you can't say. James, once again, thank you so much for coming on the show today. And once again, it's nice to see you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Benny. See you next time.
Yeah. Okay, so to our producer, thank you so much for always doing this for us despite all the obstacles. And to our fans across the world, the biggest thanks goes to you. Thank you for sticking with Sport Africa. Please don't forget to click on that notification button to get our videos as soon as they are posted. And please, like we've said, for the opt-in time, the comment section is all yours. Whatever you think we can do to make the show better, please put it in the comment section. And for issues that we've raised today on the show, what do you think? It's all about coaches, because the World Cup qualifier will be resuming in 3 months' time. Yeah, in 3 months' time, by March 2025, of course, it's going to be, another marathon again. And we wish all the African teams participating the best in that competition. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time. I remain Ashalelu Afemi. Bye for now.